The likes of Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly have been getting a lot of praise after their performances against Bournemouth, and rightly so. But there's another Gooner who had a brilliant game which hasn't had enough praise for his performance, and that guy is Ayden Heaven, who I thought was brilliant. So in today's video, I'm going to be analysing his performance and what's to come from the young defender. But before I begin, I have actually got some good news for you guys. I've always wanted to give you some more Arsenal content, so I have started a Patreon where you will get individual player analysis after every single Arsenal game, which includes both the substitutes and the first team. So just rating their performance. It doesn't matter if you came off the bench or you started the game, you will get analysed. Also, you'll get analysis with pros and cons of rumoured Arsenal transfers, whether that be Mikel Merino, whether that be Fabian, whether that even be Victor Osimhen. There will be analysis on them and how they will fit into the Arteta team. But that's not it. You also get to put forward suggestions for videos on players you thought deserves an in-depth analysis, and you also get a sneaky little peek into videos before I publish them on here. And finally, you also get help with transfer news and reliability of each sources. I know a lot of you struggle with how to know if a source is reliable or not, and having run this page on Instagram for so many years, I know which sources are good and which sources are bad. So I'll also be telling you the rumours and telling you if they should be believed or not, with a medal tier system of reliability. So if all of that interests you Gunners, down below there is a link in the description to the Patreon. It will be $3.99 per month, or maybe you just want to help me out through joining the Patreon. That is also an option down below as well. So without further ado, let's get into Ayden Heaven. Ayden Heaven really impressed me against Bournemouth. I think he was confident. I think he was able to really shake off any initial mistakes which really can affect a player. He was able to play with confidence, and that's exactly what you want to see from a youngster. We often love to see the technical bits, the really good stuff in the duels, but I feel like his mentality throughout the game really improved, because at the start, I'll be honest, he did look really shaky. He didn't look like he was confident enough to show his passing ability and what he's known for in the academy. But as the game grew further and further on, he was able to really get into the game and show his quality, which is absolutely brilliant for a player like him, because people in the academy always say he's one of those players who really thrives with confidence, and you saw that, to be honest. After I think the first 5-10 minutes, he really struggled on the ball, especially in terms of anticipation, but he really did improve, which is great. So really nice from him in that sort of sense. And I just want to talk about his role in the game, to be honest, because it was slightly different. It was tricky for him because Miles Lewis-Skelly was obviously playing at left back, inverting in, so Heaven had to do a lot of the sweeping on that left side of the pitch. So when Tavernier came to double up on Lewis-Skelly's side, Heaven would have to shift across, and it was really difficult to do that. It's a lot to ask for. He was essentially defending the left flank on his own. I know Skelly really did want to get back. He was the real only out-and-out defender out of him and Lewis-Skelly, and they're both young, both inexperienced, but he navigated it really well. And it wasn't just that. In the duels against Solanke, I thought he was really strong, really held his own. One of the things I was talking about when I talk about Heaven, he's got a fantastic frame, but it's about getting used to it and knowing how to use it. And against Bournemouth, against a physical striker like Solanke, I feel like he really did well. And it is reflected in his stats, which go as followed. So he got a 7.0 rating on SofaScore, and I just want to really look at that heat map. You see how he's a lot of the time shifted over to the left, where Lewis-Skelly would vacate that area and come inverted. That is what Heaven had to do. So it was a really tough job for him. Your first real proper game in front of a crowd, having to do a lot of defensive work because the player next to you isn't an out-and-out fullback. But he did that really well, you know. Look at where that red is. That is fantastic to see there. You know, he's really a front-footed defender. There was a lot of times where he would miss his interception from anticipating, but that's okay. Arteta wants his defenders to be on the front foot and aggressive. Gabriel is exactly like that, and Heaven was really trying to do that, and it was really effective and nice to see. He was trying to get as close as possible into the Bournemouth midfielders, caused this sort of press. Sometimes he did get there, sometimes he didn't, but it's what you want to see from your defender, the confidence to go in there, vacate your position, and trust yourself that you're going to win the ball. He did it sometimes, but it doesn't matter. That's not what it's all about. It's about having that initial confidence, because as he develops, as he gets older, he'll definitely get much better in the duels, which is exactly what you want to see. And a big shout out to Julian Timber, who was playing centre back, not the position that he's been playing for us over his Arsenal career when he's been fit, but he did really well. I feel like he complemented the aggressive nature of Heaven. He knew when to drop back when Haven went forward, and it's that understanding and confidence Timber gave to Haven, who is a confidence player. So it was really nice to see Jurian really complement the sort of player that Haven is. You can tell Jurian kind of adjusted his game to suit the young defender, and it worked really well. They both looked really solid on the pitch, and that's exactly what you want to see. And the fact that the goal was conceded when Rekic was on the pitch and Haven was off, and all of the sort of changes happened, just goes to show how solid they were. They really did settle into that lovely shape that we have. Haven didn't look out of place at all, and that is massive thanks to Jurian Timber, who had a fantastic game himself. But back on to Haven, in terms of his individual stats, he played 63 minutes, 3 clearances, 1 tackle, and only dribbled past once. Haven is the sort of player who likes to play in those sort of duels, and he was really strong in the duels. Let's not forget that Haven by trade is a midfielder. He's only just learning now to be a centre half, and you could tell in the way he was playing, he's used to coming into that midfield area, but he defended the box really well. Balls that were coming in, he was dealing with them with ease, and that's exactly what you want to see. A box defender, somebody who's really technical as well. That really impressed me. I'm sure you guys saw the line breaking passes that Haven was doing. It was really effective, and he got us on our way, and that's what you want to see. Win your aerial duels, win your duels on the ground as well, which he did, and we're going to see in the stats just now. Because in terms of his touches, Haven had 59 touches, 48 out of 52 accurate passes. Incredible stats. Him, Nwaneri and Skelly were really good on the ball. You know, they hardly gave it away. They had that authority and confidence on the ball, which you want to see, because Arsenal, we're a team that love possession. We're going to need players who love to be on the ball and love to play with the ball, and Haven certainly is that sort of centre half. He's a modern day centre half with the technical abilities, but also the ability to win duels in and out of the box. He also completed 4 out of 8 of his long balls. I'm just happy to see he's attempting them. That's a big thing. Do you have the confidence to try and make those risky passes? And he certainly did. And a couple of times the ball went into Nketiah's feet, and I thought that was absolutely incredible from him. He had the composure and the confidence to just dink them into that little area for Nketiah to thrive off, and it was just excellent to see from Haven. And he got it 4 out of 8 times. You know, if he keeps on doing that, one of those sort of long balls is going to lead to a really, really dangerous opportunity. But that is exactly what I want to be seeing from Haven, and he really impressed me in that sort of sense. He also won 2 out of 3 of his ground duels. It is hard for big defenders to be shifting about, but Haven is really agile for a guy of his size. He really is quick. He doesn't look quick, but he does know how to shift, and he was able to shift with Solanke, with Tavernier, or whoever was on his side, and that was just incredible to see. Really, he's already got the maturity and the confidence to go up against those sort of players. In terms of his aerial duels, he won his only aerial duel, which is brilliant to see. Playing up against Solanke again, playing against those sort of Premier League known players, it's not an easy thing at all, and he really did hold his own with those aerial duels and ground duels, and I'm sure Mikel Arteta is going to be absolutely delighted with that, with his emphasis on duels, and Haven certainly did that really, really well. In terms of possession lost, he lost it 7 times. That was okay. It was just the intent, knowing that you want to play those passes, having the confidence to play those passes. Even if it doesn't come off, he kept on trying, and that's what you can really give kudos to him for, because some players would let their heads drop after losing the ball, but he didn't. He kept playing his game, and he kept trying, and a couple of times it was obviously successful. He also committed 1 foul and was fouled once to finish off, you know, the sort of ratings. But really nice stats in there. He got a 7.0 rating as well from SofaScore. So in terms of his overall, you know, statistically in terms of the game, he really did a great performance, and it was nice to see him. And hopefully against Manchester United, we're going to see him again. Maybe Gabriel will come in, who's back in training, but it's nice to see we've got someone like Haven who's come out to the USA and is really showing everyone what he's got, because he's a top talented player, and we really needed to shed this sort of light on his performance the other day. He was really good in my opinion. But that's it for now, Gunners. Hope you have enjoyed. As always, the Patreon is down below if you want to join it. You don't have to, but until next time, peace.